Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. It's another beautiful morning here in Felsbrunn. A bit early, the sun still hasn't come up yet. But take a look at the money I've got, $37,000. Previously we said that $140,000 was the goal to get the cows started. And part of that was to take care of this field, which you can see now. So I've been doing contracts since the last episode, and while I was doing contracts, I got this field planted with oats. It's fertilized. It's been de-weeded already. So, and look how big this field looks now that we've joined 13 and 11 together. You can't even see the other end of it. So I'm excited to see how much we're able to make off this now that it's been expanded. All right, and if we look at our growth state, let's see. Yeah, it looks like we're on the second stage of growth. I think that is the second one, not the third. All fertilized, everything looks good. Grass is ready as well, I think. So let's head back to the barn. Now, like I said, we wanted 140. Some of that was for seed and fertilizer. So I was doing it as I did the missions. So the point is that we don't need to do anything else to get our next crop to make more money. And we've already bought the pen, which was 100,000 of the 140. So I think we're ready to go. I did about 7 or 8 missions, including 2 harvesting missions. The rest were all fertilizer. And before we start, there's one more pretty juicy fertilizer contract here that I want to take advantage of. On field 12, we'll get $10,000, and I'm gonna lease this piece of equipment because this thing is pretty cool, and we'll just put a worker on it. This is the Hardy Rubicon 9000 self-propelled sprayer. This thing is I think this is probably the coolest piece of equipment in FS19. It's fast for one thing. It's got a huge tank. I think it can hold 8,000 liters, 9,000 liters, something like that. The arms are quite long, and it sprays at a fairly high speed, which you'll see here in a moment. So let's go get this thing going, and then we'll start getting the cow set up. Okay, I'm just going to put about 3,000 in here. That should be enough to do the field. Yeah, 2,800, close enough. Whoops. Okay, and field 12 is the one north of 13. And I hope to buy that field someday. Okay, look, there's some weeds. I think that's a spot where I missed planting there too, because aside from those, I haven't seen any weeds come up in the grass. So it seems like grass is immune to weeds. Whoa. Okay, I didn't take that turn very well. Here we go. Should have probably had the beacons on the whole time. Okay, let's unfold this monster. You can see that the wheels widen out too, which is pretty cool. I guess they have adjustable width wheels on these sprayers so that you can get it to whatever width your particular crop is planted at, and then the wheels ride in between the furrows so you don't damage the crop. That's why, that's essentially why they they have it so that narrow wheels don't destroy crop. Okay, so let's just set that on a worker. Tank it. What the hell just happened? Why? Why is my tank empty? Okay, well, I'm not going to risk that happening again. So I guess I just lost about $3,000 for nothing. That's annoying. Well, all right. Giants. All right, let's get started here. I'm going to need this because we need the front loader for bales and such. But I think the first thing that we should do is actually buy the cows because... let's see. Lower. No. Lower. There we go. We should buy the cows first because that's... Once we have the cows, it'll open up the quantity of water and feed and everything that we need to put in. Without having the cows, it'll limit how much we're allowed to put in there. Okay, so I'm going to need my front loader. But I don't want the pallet fork, so let's get rid of that. Okay. Oops. All right, so let's go over to the animal pen real quick. And we need to decide whether we want to pay the delivery fee and have the animals brought here, or if it's going to be cheaper to lease. All right, so I think I'll probably I'm going to do all the same variety of cow. And the reason for that is that you'll get the reproductive rate depends on how many cows you have, and it depends on the type of cow. So in other words, if you have 10 brown cows and 10 black cows, your brown cow reproduction rate will be based on 10, and your black cow reproduction rate will be based on 10. So whereas if you had 20 cows of the same type, it would be based on 20 cows, and you would get your next cow more quickly. And I think we'll do black and white. That's the type of cow that they have in the dairy farms that are close to where I live. Pardon me, I still have this cold coming. Okay, so they charge $200 each to move the cows. So if I'm going to buy a dozen, that's $2,400, right? If I lease a trailer, like if I lease this one, I can move 6 cows at a time, so that'd be 2 trips, and I can lease that for $1,200. So that'll save me some money. So I think we'll do that. Okay. So with that, let's go get the trailer and go buy some cows from the animal dealer. We use the case for this since it's likely to be heavy. I think I will leave the front weight here. don't think I need that. Starting to run a little low on fuel, so I probably ought to stop for fuel if it's on the way. Actually, I don't think it is on the way. But maybe after this next crop, I'll invest the $5,000 or $8,000 or whatever it is for a fuel tank that we can put in the farm, so we don't have to drive around to get fuel. Okay, so the animal dealer is over next to the barn where we sold our bales. So we'll go over there, we'll buy 12 cows, 6 at a time, of course. That'll cost us, let's see, at $2,500 each, that'll be, what, $15,000 per 12? Or $15,000 per 6, so it'll be $30,000 altogether, if my math is not correct. And it very well could be incorrect, because I'm a little bit tired and... Math skills seem to degenerate quickly when you're not well rested. And usually I would hold off on recording an episode when I was tired, but I'm pretty excited about getting these cows. Okay, yeah, so this is the animal dealer here. So I think we just park here. Or put the trailer in this box, and I think that's where we load the animals. Alright, let's open the cover so we can see what's going on. Alright, so there's our dialog box. You can buy whatever kind of animal you want. We want black and white cows. So I select 6 of those. Okay, that's all it'll take. 15 grand. Confirm. And there they are. Okay. Yeah, the trailer does feel a bit heavy now that the cows are loaded. I might be a little short on money. So, I guess well, I think I'll probably end up going back and doing that contract, but I'll just use my own equipment next time. I mean, the money's lost due to some kind of a glitch. These things happen. These things happen in the public beta, the unofficial public beta that we're in right now. I don't know why they don't do open betas for this before they release it. There's so many little bugs that veteran players of this game would find almost immediately, and they could fix it before they release it. I mean, I guess they do release it to streamers and podcasters a week early, so I'm sure that helps a lot, but seems like it could be better. Okay, so now we move these from the trailer to the farm, and it looks like now they're only worth $2,000. There we go. And there are our cows. Awesome. Let's go get another load, and then we'll return the trailer. So we're going to need a pallet fork so that we can feed these beautiful beasts. We're going to need a bucket to clean up the food area to keep their productivity high. And we're going to need to lease the trailer And I'm talking about the milk trailer. We can also use that for water. Is that a police car? No, I think it's just a glitch with the taillight, but it looked like there was a red siren up there. Okay. All right. 6 cows, please. To go. Okay. I don't know why I always test if it knows that the trailer's full or not. All right. I'm not sure what the rules are for using beacons on public roads. I think in some places you just have to use them all the time. But I think there are other parts of the world where they're only required under certain conditions because, you know, the tractor and the trailer are road legal. They've got lights and turn signals and everything, so I don't know if I don't know what the beacon is for necessarily. I mean, when you have a wide load or something, then it seems fairly obvious, but I'm not sure why you would need it if you're staying within your lane and driving at the speed limit. And then on the other side, you know, I visit Mexico a lot for my job. And over there, if you have a vehicle that has beacons, the beacons are on all the time. And I think it's just because they want to bring attention to themselves. Like the police cars, even if the police cars are just, you know, going out to lunch, they got the they have the beacons on. The problem with that, of course, is that you never know if they actually have an emergency or not because there's no difference. Okay, so let's go return the trailer. And while we're there, we can pick up the water trailer. So we'll get them water first. I think it's good to prioritize water over food. I'm sure the cows could go a few days without food, but they wouldn't last long without water. Okay. So, thank you very much for that. That saved us $1,200. Yep. Great. Okay, and now we need to lease. Is it under animals? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is the one I want to lease. All right. Since I'm leasing it, I'm not going to customize it. But you can get it in stainless steel. And I think that looks pretty nice. But I'm not going to pay $4,000 for that, so we'll just leave it at chrome. All right, and then this carries water and or milk. Yeah, so this will cost us $250 a day to use. If we were to buy it, I mean, that's 100 days. Because the operating hours that we use this thing are going to be quite low. So I think leasing is a smart option. I mean, I'm sure we'll be onto another map before we before we get to 100 days. Of course, later on in the game, when we've, if we've got lots of money, well, of course, at that point, we'll probably want a bigger trailer anyway. I guess when it's time to upgrade the trailer, I'll just buy the larger one. All right, this one only holds 8,000. All right, so I'm going to fill it up here in the pond, if I can manage to back this thing up. Now, unfortunately, this is the type of trailer that has the front axle, and I cannot, as you can see, I can't back these things up. I just can't do it. So, let's see. Let's get ready for a reset and see if I can do it this way. Alright, so if I do this, if I get it straight, I should be able to back up. Come on. Please. Oh, stop. Okay. Alright, I need the tail end of this thing. Stop. Okay. Oh, come on. Please help me out here. I can hear you guys laughing. I want you to stop. It's not helping. Please fill up, for the love of God. There we go. Now, I have heard that that's easier to do if you connect it to the front of the tractor. So I may try that next time, but or I'll just buy the $5,000 water tank that I don't have to back up to. Yeah, they really improved the physics a lot in this version of the game. You can really feel the weight of this trailer, as I'm sure you would if it had 8,000 liters of liquid in it. And I'm not sure how much of the need this is going to satisfy. Let's see. Hopefully this will last them for a while, so I don't have to repeat that. Okay. So the cows are getting water. You can see the trough filling up. And if we go to our status screen. Okay. Yeah, so we'll be able to empty this here. 8,000, that looks like about 60% full. So it looks like I don't know, maybe they need 1,000 liters each. All right, so we'll disconnect the trailer. We'll just leave it there. All right, so next we have to get him some straw, and we have to get him some food. All right, so I think we're done with the case for now. So we'll go and park it. Because we're going to need the front loader for this other stuff. Oh, and one thing I forgot is that I don't have to buy a bale fork because the straw spreader includes a bale fork. And let's put a weight on the back. Let's get the bigger weight. And that'll counterbalance the weight of the bales as we start moving those around. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna borrow 5,000. I only have 20,000 more loan that I can take out before my credit line is maxed. And I don't want to use that because if I get into a situation where I'm out of cash and my field's not planted, then I'm not going to be able to buy seed or anything. I guess that's when you just start doing contracts. Okay. So back to animals, and we need the one that goes with. Now there's 3 of these because there's one for telehandlers, there's one for skid steers, and there's one for front loaders. So the one that we want has the FL designation. And you can see that the compatible part numbers are FZ30 and FZ60, which are the front loader arm model numbers. You know what? I could lease this too. Although, yeah, let's just go ahead and buy it because I'll be putting a lot of hours on the bale fork portion of it, most likely. Okay. Right, so this gives me, you can see now that this adds 2 tools to the front. I've got 3 of them showing there now. So one is the front loader arms. One is the bale spike that this attaches to, and then the third one is the machine itself. Okay, so the cows have got water. We'll give them some bedding now, and then we'll feed them. Okay, so for the bedding, we just need to put a straw bale in this thing. Let's set it down. Okay, and then I should be able to detach the front part. Yeah. And then I'm left with a bale fork. Alright, so let's grab this bale of straw. And actually I think we want it to be on its side. So let's see if I can tip it over. All right, maybe not. Okay, well, I guess this'll do. Okay, and then we lower that down. Whoops. Let's lower it down a little bit. Whoops. Let's lower it down a little bit more. All right. I have to stop pushing the wrong buttons. There we go. Okay. All right, now we straighten this out. We lower this a bit. All right, and then we can attach it again. Okay, so let's take this over to where the straw goes in, which is on the other side here. And I think it's going to exit here on the left. Yep. All right, let's see. Tip side, straw blower. That's good. That's what we want. Okay. And so that blows the straw in. You can see the quantity of straw inside the bale is gradually decreasing. Right, and it looks like they probably are going to need a couple bales worth before that ever gets to full. But we can see that with water and straw, they've got 20% productivity already. So if you didn't mind investing the money for very little income, you can get started with cows with as little as just straw and water, and you'll get some milk. All right, so let's put this down. I'm going to leave the thing here. And I'm going to keep the bale fork so that I can give them some hay. Right, now it says hay/silage effectiveness 75%. So I think that'll get us up to, is it 75% on top of the 20? That I'm not sure about. But let's find out. And when it says hay/silage, I think it means that either one will get you that level of effectiveness. So I'm not gonna use silage because I want to save the silage for total mixed ration, which I'll be able to make once I have the money to get a feed mixer. Okay, well, it's kind of on there. And hopefully I hope I can just drop the bale in. We used to be able to do that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so you just drop in the bale and it goes in as feed. Okay, so you can see that 4,000 liters of hay barely moved the needle. Okay, so let's put in a couple more, which will hopefully keep them fed for a couple days. Now in 17, the capacity of the cow pen was 6 days worth of food and water and straw. So that was the limit of what you could put in there. So I don't know if that's the same. I heard somewhere that it was 10 days now. I guess we'll figure it out as we spend more time with this. All right, and then we'll need to go get a bucket for the front. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it looks like I might be able to put all the hay in there. So I'll have to keep working on that. All right, so let me put the bale spikes away. And we'll go get a bucket and bring that back here. And I think I'll buy the bucket because I'm sure we're going to be using it a lot. Okay. So what happens is over time, some of the food, is, I guess the scenario here is that as the animals are eating, they push the food around, and some of the food comes out of the trough onto the ground, and that bothers the animals. So the cleanliness portion of the game essentially just involves picking up the food that spills out of the trough and then dumping it back in the trough. It's a very simple task that you will see becomes rather tedious after a while. Let's see. Yeah, so we just need the universal bucket. We'll leave it in the standard black. Yeah, it gets to be a little tedious after a while. In 17, I always used a mod called Animal Table Manners, which basically just eliminated the need to clean. They just stayed at 100% cleanliness all the time because I didn't find it to be an interesting activity to undertake. But now, of course, that mod is not around for FS19. At least not yet. I'm pretty sure somebody will update it or something like it. I'll lift this up a bit so we can get up the slope here. There we go. Okay. So we're ready to clean this out. Let's take a look. Now the productivity numbers I think only update every 20 minutes. So that's why we don't see any more than 20%. So let's speed up time here so we can get through 20 minutes in about 10 seconds. There we go. All right, so productivity is 80%. Where did the 20 come from? Right, because I think you're supposed to get 5% from water. Plus, yeah, who knows? Who knows? The numbers are not terribly clear. But you can see that we'll have a new cow in 500 hours. That'll take a while. We've got some manure, we've got some slurry, and we have 3 whole liters of milk that we could sell for about $1. You can't see the manure yet, but it'll appear here once there's enough of it. And then this is where you pump the slurry into a tanker or a slurry spreader to sell or use to fertilize your fields. Now the slurry and manure, when you're putting it on fields, it gets used up very quickly. So you need quite a lot of it before it becomes very useful. It might not take long before we have enough slurry to do field 20, for example, but it does take a while. And then the manure, I'll probably just take to sell or just ignore it. Now this manure pit here does have a limited capacity. I think it's 100,000 liters. So once that fills up, I don't know if they just stop making manure or if productivity goes down or something. We'll have to see how we deal with that. Okay, well, in any case, we got our cows. They're doing fine for now. Once we have a little bit more money, we can lease or buy a feeding wagon, a mixer wagon. In fact, I think we'll do that once we harvest this crop. We'll get a mixer wagon so that we can make total mixed ration and get them up to 100% productivity. Until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.